Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're going to get into a topic that's, well, more important than ever: how to actually focus on yourself. So let's just jump right in.
Does this sound familiar to you? You're always the one taking care of everyone else, your friends, your family, your job, and then at the end of the day, you look around and realize there's absolutely nothing left in the tank for you.
And look, we're not just talking about being a little tired here. When you constantly put your own needs on the back burner, it can lead to some really serious stuff. We're talking major stress, that deep in your bones fatigue, and, eventually, just full-on burnout. The stakes are really high.
Okay, so let's reframe this whole idea of focusing on yourself, because it's so easy to feel like it's a selfish thing to do, right? But what we're about to see is that it's actually one of the most essential things you can possibly do. So, what does it actually mean? Well, at its core, it's really simple. It just means giving yourself the time and the attention you need to grow, to actually feel good, and to get a much better handle on who you really are. This quote just nails it, doesn't it? Think about it this way: you absolutely cannot pour from an empty cup. It's impossible. So, when you take that time to refill your own cup, you're suddenly in a way better position to help everybody else. It's not a luxury, it's the foundation. All right, that's the why. Now let's get into the how. We've put together a super simple 5-step toolkit that you can literally start using today to bring that focus back where it needs to be, on you.
All right, step one, this one is absolutely foundational.
It sounds almost too simple, doesn't it?
Slow down and breathe. But this isn't just about relaxing. It's about hitting a biological reset button for your entire nervous system.
And the most powerful part about this is how simple it is. You don't need any special gear, just find a quiet place, even for 5 minutes, breathe in for a count of 4, and then out for a count of 4. What's the benefit? Well, right away, you are literally calming your mind and lowering your stress. Okay, so once you've found a little bit of that quiet, step 2 is all about getting what's inside out. And that's to write down your thoughts or feelings. Now hold on, we're not talking about writing the next great novel here. This is just about getting all that stuff swirling around in your head out onto paper. A great time to do this is right before bed. It can be just a couple of lines. Today I felt awesome because, or I got really frustrated when. Just doing that simple thing helps you start to see patterns and understand your own emotions so much better. It's a game changer for clarity. All right, on to number 3. This one is all about building up some positive momentum. What you're going to do is set small, personal goals. The whole idea here is to create this little feedback loop of success that builds real, honest-to-goodness self-belief. And I really want to stress the word small here. We're not talking about, I'm going to run a marathon next week. No, we're talking, tomorrow I will walk for 10 minutes. That's it. Because when you do it, you get this little hit of confidence. And those small wins, they stack up. They prove to you day after day that you can do it. Okay. Step 4. Now, I'm not going to lie, this one can be one of the toughest, but trust me, it is an absolute game changer. Learn to say no, and this has nothing to do with being mean or rejecting people. It's about protecting your most valuable resource, your own energy. See, saying no isn't about being unhelpful. It's about being honest about what you can and can't do. A simple, polite, I'm sorry I can't help with that today. I need to rest. That's a full sentence. And the benefit? Oh, it's huge. This is your number 1 defense against burnout. And that brings us to our 5th and final step. This one is all about actively filling your tank back up. You need to do something you genuinely enjoy. And listen, this is totally non-negotiable. This is not a reward you have to earn after you've done all your chores. This is part of the process itself. And it can be anything. Put on your favorite music and just zone out, go for a walk. Maybe you like to draw. It doesn't really matter what the activity is. What matters is that it gives you that feeling of joy. This is how you recharge your batteries on purpose. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. This all sounds great, but, well, you're right. Starting this isn't always a walk in the park. There are some really common hurdles, so let's talk about them. Guilt, time, and that fear of what other people might think. So let's just break this down. First, there's guilt, that little voice that says, am I being selfish? The strategy is to just remember that empty cup. You have to care for yourself if you want to care for others. Then there's the time issue. I'm always busy. You don't need an hour. Use those little 5 or 10-minute gaps in your day. And finally, that fear of judgment. What will people think? You have to remind yourself, this is for you. It's healthy. Okay, so we've covered the why and the how. Now let's just bring it all home and talk about taking that first small step to make all of this real. So here it is again, your personal toolkit. Just 5 simple things. 1. Slow down and breathe. 2. Write down your thoughts. 3. Set small goals. 4. Learn to say no. And 5. Do something you actually enjoy. So as we wrap up, I'm just going to leave you with this one question. Looking at that list, thinking about your day, what is one small step you are going to take for yourself today?